Today you're going to learn what makes a good citizen. A citizen is a member of our community, and what makes us good members of our communities? Well, to answer that question, think about the different communities that you're a member of, and what qualities do you look for in them? So what qualities do you look for in a classmate, in a family member, or in a leader of your community, like the mayor of the city? Well, those are the qualities of citizenship. These are the things that the United States of America, our country, looks for in its citizens and its leaders. It's how we can be good members of our community. Now, there are 4 qualities of citizenship. I'm going to give you these definitions so you can fill in the blanks on your worksheet for part 1. The first quality of citizenship is courage, doing the right thing, even when it's hard. Now, let's read about a historical figure and see if they show us an example of courage. Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white person because she didn't think it was the right thing to do. Her decision came with consequences, including getting arrested. Is this an example of courage? Doing the right thing even when it's hard? Of course it is. Rosa Parks showed us that it's important to fight for equality even if something bad could happen, like getting arrested. So yes, this is an example of courage. Another quality of citizenship is trustworthiness, which means doing what you say you are going to do. If you make a promise or you take on a responsibility, you need to follow through with it. Let's watch a short video and see if we see an example of trustworthiness in the video. All right? This is the story of the boy who cried wolf. Once upon a time, there was a little shepherd boy called Liam, and a shepherd takes care of animals. Every day, Liam would take the sheep into the fields to graze, and would watch over them all day to make sure the wolf did not chase them. That was his job. But Liam didn't like watching the sheep, and would often get bored. One day, Liam had an idea to make the day more fun. He would pretend the wolf was chasing the sheep so the villagers would come running. So Liam shouted, "Wolf, wolf, wolf," as loudly as he could. Then he hid and waited for the villagers to arrive. When the villagers heard Liam shouting, they ran as quickly as they could to help. But when they arrived, there was no sign of any wolf. Just then, Liam jumped out laughing. There was no wolf. I tricked you, Liam chuckled. This made the villagers cross, and they went home. Later that day, Liam started to get bored again. I know, thought Liam. I'll play another trick on the villagers. So once again, Liam stood on a rock and shouted, "Wolf, wolf, wolf!" The villagers heard Liam shouting. Oh look, they have work to do. And they ran as quickly as they could to help. But once again, when they arrived, they could find no sign of any wolf. I tricked you again, Liam laughed. There was no wolf. The villagers told Liam that it was naughty to shout wolf if there was no wolf. And they walked back to the village. Liam spent the rest of the day counting sheep until, bum bum bum, a wolf appeared. And when the wolf saw the sheep, he started to chase them. "Oh no," said Liam, "what should I do?" Liam shouted, "Wolf, wolf," as loudly as he could. But the villagers thought Liam was playing another joke on them. "Oh no," said Liam, "the villagers aren't coming. What should I do?" And there's nothing Liam can do, okay? Liam ruined his trustworthiness. They don't believe anymore Liam got eaten by wolves. Is this an example of trustworthiness? Liam is a shepherd supposed to take care of animals, and these are the actions and the words that he takes part in, so telling lies, shouting, pretending? No, this is not an example of trustworthiness. thumbs down. Now let's look at another quality of citizenship. It's called patriotism. Patriotism is showing love and respect for your country, the United States of America. So look at this example. Is this an example of showing love and respect for your country? Thomas Jefferson bought Louisiana from France in the Louisiana Purchase. He wasn't sure if he was really allowed to buy land from another country, but he thought the new land would make the United States stronger. The new land was explored by Lewis and Clark. Wow, this is a good example. I see that he thought that buying the land would make his country stronger. So yeah, that's showing love and respect for your country. Thumbs up. This is an example of patriotism. Now, the last of our 4 examples is honesty. Now, I just left it blank because I think you might know what honesty is, and I want you to put this in your own words. Honesty can be saying what really happened. Honesty can be always telling the truth. There's lots of different definitions for honesty. Go ahead and put your own definition for honesty. Now, here's an example, another example from history, and we're going to look at what quality is this person showing. Courage, trustworthiness, honesty, or patriotism. This is Nat Turner. Nat Turner was born a slave. He felt slavery was cruel and unfair and wanted very badly to do something to stop it. That's why he gathered a group of his fellow slaves and fought back against the slave owners. Even though the slave owners were well protected and it was against the law for a slave to attack his owner, Nat Turner and his group of slaves turned against their owners. He fought for what he thought was right. In the end, the slave owners captured him and put him to death. So Nat Turner was in great danger. He was a slave. It was against the law for a slave to fight back, but he thought that slavery was wrong. So he rose up against his masters and fought back. Now, what quality is Nat Turner showing here? This is an example of courage, doing the right thing even when it's hard. It wasn't hard for them to break the law and risk everything against their slave owners, to fight their slave owners, but he had the courage to do it anyways. Now, I want you to think of other examples, not from history, but from your own life and from your own experiences where you've shown some of these values. I know that all of you are good citizens and good members of your communities, so which of these 4 values do you show? So I want you to fill in this graph with information about yourself. What value do you show? Trustworthiness, honesty, courage? How do you show that value? What do you do? What exactly do you do? Tell us about situations. And then draw a picture of yourself showing one of the citizenship values. After this, you're going to have a writing section where you think, what if people didn't show those values in our communities? What would happen? And some of the results might be bad. Some of the consequences might be some things that we don't want for our communities. So we're going to think about that too to help us become better citizens. All right. See you next time.